Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi told the European Union's top diplomat that Beijing can't accept Russia losing its war against Ukraine, as this could allow the United States to turn its full attention to China. An official briefed on the talks said, contradicting Beijing's public position of neutrality in the conflict. The admission came during what the official said was a 4-hour meeting with EU Foreign Affairs Chief Kaja Kallas on Wednesday in Brussels that featured tough but respectful exchanges, covering a broad range of issues from cybersecurity, rare earths to trade imbalances, Taiwan and Middle East. The official said Wang's private remarks suggested Beijing might prefer a protracted war in Ukraine that keeps the United States from focusing on its rivalry with China. They echo concerns of critics of China's policy that Beijing has geopolitically much more at stake in the Ukrainian conflict than its admitted position of neutrality. On Friday, at a regular Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs briefing, spokeswoman Mao Ning was asked about the exchange, which was first reported in the South China Morning Post, and reaffirmed Beijing's long-standing position on the 3-year war. China is not a party to the Ukraine issue. Mao said China's position on the Ukraine crisis is objective and consistent. That is, negotiation, ceasefire and peace. A prolonged Ukraine crisis serves no one's interests. She added that China wanted a political settlement as quickly as possible, together with the international community and in light of the will of the parties concerned. We will continue playing a constructive role towards this end. China's public statements on the Ukraine war mask a more complex picture. Just weeks before Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Chinese leader Xi Jinping declared a no-limits partnership with Moscow, and since then political and economic ties have strengthened. China has put itself forward as a possible peacemaker, but as CNN has previously reported, the stakes are high for Beijing, not least potentially losing a major partner in Russia. China has also rejected growing accusations it is providing near-military support to Russia. Ukraine has sanctioned several Chinese companies for providing Russia drone components and technology for use in missile production. After a record assault on the Ukrainian capital Kyiv on Friday, Ukraine's foreign minister, Andriy Sybiha, posted pictures he said were the fragments of a Geran 2 combat drone launched by Russia. One image displayed part of the drone's alleged fuselage, which said the device was made in China on June 20th. Sybiha added that night the Chinese consulate general's building in Odessa suffered minor damage as a result of Russian strikes on the city. There is no better metaphor for how Putin continues to escalate his war and terror while involving others, including North Korean troops, Iranian weapons, and some Chinese manufacturers. Security in Europe, the Middle East, and the Indo-Pacific is inextricably linked. This year also saw allegations that Chinese nationals have been fighting with Russia in Ukraine. Beijing denied any involvement and repeated previous calls for Chinese citizens to refrain from participating in military actions of any party.